What's up, guys? This is TVW slash TheVoltWithin here, bringing you guys another Elder Scrolls 6 Let's Talk video for you guys here today. But before we go into the topic of this video, be sure to leave a like on this video because it helps me out a lot. And yeah, let's get into the video. So in today's video, as you guys have seen the title, I really want to talk about the class system in the next Elder Scrolls game. And a lot of people are very, I guess, have different opinions when it comes to the character system or the class system and the Elder Scrolls games. And if we all know and remember how Morrowind and Oblivion was, they had classes for you to choose, and it was something I really liked in the game because for players that don't really know what they're doing as far as what character and what skills to pick from, how exactly do they want to build their character, because I know in Skyrim a lot of people wanted to know how to build their character right, and if they were spending their skills in the right perks and whatnot, and it was just kind of trial and error in Skyrim. And the thing is, like, Skyrim, before you can respec your points, at the beginning of Skyrim you couldn't respec your points, so you had to make sure that your points were the decision you really wanted for your character, because there was no respec until Dragonborn DLC came out. But for Oblivion and Morrowind, for people who have a class, basically gives them an outline for how they want their character to go about. And I really like that in Oblivion and Morrowind, because I felt like I knew exactly what I wanted for my character, because, you know, you have tons and tons of different builds and you're able to choose those type of builds, and you can even customize it in Oblivion, and Morrowind as well. Instead of picking the preset classes, you can make your own class and choose the major skills and the minor skills. Skyrim was a different idea because they totally not destroyed that system, but they made it to where the person or the player can basically choose whatever race he or she likes and pretty much go from there and do whatever the heck he wants, which is exactly what an RPG game should be like. You choose a character and you do whatever it is you want to be good at, and you just totally master that skill. That's what I liked about Oblivion, because even if you chose like a high elf or something, but your high elf is not a typical mage type build, and instead you went from being a pure mage and you wanted to do something with sword and shield basically as a high elf. Now you can do that, I mean, there's nothing stopping you, but the reason why people choose the high elf for magic and whatnot is because the high elf gets skills bonuses towards, he basically specializes in illusion and magic, conjuration, all that type of good stuff. The reason why people go with magic for high elves is because, since he's specializing in magic, it's, you know, it makes sense to go with magic and not anything else. Now, you totally don't have to do that, because I've made playthroughs or starting new characters, and I totally just did not do what the character is really good at. Like, I think I had a Nord, or I think it was an Imperial, and no, I was in an Argonian, and I made a Templar, like, Paladin type class with the Argonian. And that's something completely not what you would think from an Argonian build, because Argonians are meant for stealth and stamina, kind of the assassin type build. But Skyrim gives you that freedom, and a lot of people some people didn't really think Oblivion or Morrowind was good because they didn't like how the class system was, because they really wanted to have the freedom to do whatever the heck they want with their skills and not be forced to be good at that skill with a certain race. So I think with the next Elder Scrolls game, what to expect, I think we can expect the same type of engine as far as Skyrim goes with the character class builds. I mean, there's not really going to be any class builds, I don't think, in the next game, but you will have bonuses for each race that are specialized in different skills. And I think they should put that in the next game, just because, you know, it was something that worked really well, and I liked how I wasn't forced to do something, even though I was a dark elf and it told me, oh, you specialize in destruction. I really didn't want to go destruction. I wanted to go bow instead, and or something with stealth. So I was really wanting to do that. And for something else with like the burst signs and all that kind of stuff, I think there might have to do it in the next Elder Scrolls game, to where you just find the stones and basically you get that particular stone active effect. Elder Scrolls Online has it too, to where if you find a Mundus stone, you basically specialize in that stone. Morrowind and Oblivion had you choose your burst sign, and that was what you would have throughout the whole game. So, and another thing, last thing I want to go into in this topic video is that for the races specifically, you know how each race has a special power? A lot of those powers were kind of useless, really. I mean, in the beginning of the game they can help out a lot, but once you get towards the middle of the game in Skyrim, or at the end game of course, those powers are kind of useless in my opinion. I mean, there are some powers that were really good for some races, like for the Red Guard, he could regenerate stamina super quick, and you can basically just spam power attacks over and over and over. That was really cool. For something like, I guess, the Dark Elf, where he just lights himself on fire, that can easily be substituted with turning yourself into fire basically, and that was a spell you can actually use. But I didn't like that ability for the Dark Elf. I thought that ability was kind of stupid because it was more offensive than defensive, and if you think about it, I don't know, I would like to have powers that are more defensive than offensive. In a way, the Red Guard's stamina regeneration is offensive, but at the same time it's defensive because you can block for as long as you want basically. And I think with the Imperials they had some sort of charm or something. I think it was like, I don't remember the powers because it's been so long, but the Wood Elves made it to where they can control animals. I mean, I don't think I ever saw anybody who used that ability, because there are illusion spells where you can control animals yourself and not have to rely on the Wood Elf power to do that. So I really feel like in the next Elder Scrolls game, they should have the powers actually be completely impact on what character you choose. I want the powers to actually have a unique side to them for each race, and make it to where, okay, if you really want this power, you have to choose the Dark Elf, or if you really want this power, you really have to choose the Argonian or something like that. So in the next Elder Scrolls game, I really hope there's more, I don't know, I guess I just hope there's more power, like uniqueness to each power they have for the racial stuff. And I know that each race has racial abilities, racial passives, I guess you can say, like active effects. Argonians are immune to diseases and poison, I think, or I think that was the Red Guard, I think. And the Dark Elves of course had flame resistance, so that was good if you want to become a vampire. So yeah, that's pretty much the video for you guys here today. Also, if you can leave down your topics down below in the comments, I would appreciate it, because I think I would like to hear some of your guys' topic ideas, and I can explain on the next video. So if you have any idea or any suggestions for me to talk about in the next topic or Let's Talk video, I would appreciate it. And as always guys, I will see you on the next video.